Hi there, I'm Nancy Nash with Starfish Strength, and today I want to give you 3 exercises to help your lower back feel better. Did you know that 80% of Americans will experience lower back pain at some point in their life? And it's estimated that we spend upwards of $50 million annually to treat lower back pain. And maybe that's really not that surprising when you think about how pain really holds us back from doing all kinds of things we want to do. So today I want to give you 3 exercises to help your lower back feel better and help you feel stronger in general so that you can get back to doing everything you want to do, whether that's go on the hike of a lifetime or just sleep better. You can do all 3 of these exercises with just a sturdy chair and a free spot on your wall in your home or office. But pause your podia, Shelby has an important message for us.
Starfish Strength Inc. recommends you consult your healthcare professional before beginning any exercise program. This content is intended for informational purposes and should not be used to self-diagnose or self-treat any health, medical, or physical condition.
Thanks, Shelby. So our first exercise is called the Pelvic Tilt, and all you'll need for this is a free spot on your wall with just enough room for your torso to the top of your head to rest against the wall. So starting out, I'm going to step my feet about a foot away from the wall, and then I'm going to flatten my back against the wall. So in order to do this, I'm going to exhale all of my air and really think about tilting the pelvis. So this is going to be helped out by this bend in my knees. So as I bend the knees and exhale, I'm going to pull my belly button towards the wall and flatten my lower back. So I want to take about 2 seconds to exhale all of my air. If you have fantastic lungs, feel free to make that a little bit longer. If you're a singer and you're familiar with belly breathing, this will make a lot of sense to you. And if not, if you ever think of that feeling when someone tries to tickle you in the stomach, if you're really ticklish like me, you're going to automatically find that you just pull in like that. So one more time here, I'm going to bend the knees, exhale, and pull the belly button to the wall. So you should find after doing this a couple times that your lower back actually feels a little bit stretched out and your abs feel just a little bit activated. So let's see what that looks like. This is sorting through some of that muscular imbalance that's probably leading to our lower back pain. Our second exercise today is called Bird Dog, and for this we're going to need the assistance of our sturdy chair. So we're going to use the pelvic tilt, our first exercise, to help us find the start position today. So I'm going to have you stand all the way up. And we're going to find pelvic tilt without the wall. So thinking about what we did before, I'm going to slightly bend my knees and I'm going to exhale my air and I'm going to pull the belly in so that the lower back is pretty flat. So now that I've got that, I'm going to put my body in a tabletop position. So this means that I'm going to have the hands about shoulder width apart, and I'm going to position the wrists right underneath the shoulders so I've got 2 sturdy table legs in the front. And then for my table legs in the back, I want to make sure that my feet are even, so I don't have one stepped further forward than the other. I want to make sure that my feet are nice and straight, and I also want to make sure that those feet are about hip width apart. So again, finding my pelvic tilt, finding my tabletop position. This is my start position. So from here, we're going to lift opposite hand and opposite leg. Control the lower down and go to the other side. So there's several things I want to think about while I'm doing this. I want to make sure that my shoulders stay level with one another and my hips stay level with one another. So that if someone was balancing a glass of water in the center of my back, it might slosh a tiny bit, but it wouldn't spill. So the way I do that is contracting the abs, pulling the belly towards the spine as I lift. And then as I lower down, I am slowly letting go of my abs a little bit, but then I'm going to pull them in again so that I can lift on the other side. I'm going to think about really stretching the back long as I pull the belly in and lift my hand and leg, rather than thinking about how high I can lift. And then I'm also going to think about not lifting the heel higher than the hip and not lifting the hand higher than the shoulder. So I'm really just trying to create this really long line through the body from the fingertip to the heel, keeping the abs engaged. So I would start with about 10 total, take a break. If that felt good, try it again. This is a little bit harder than it looks, so be patient with yourself. If you do find that this is challenging your balance, that's perfect. It's doing exactly what you want it to do. So the abdominal muscles are really involved in balance, and you'll know that they're working when you feel that little shake, but you can still balance. So the third exercise we're going to do today is cat to cow. And if you're familiar with yoga, you may have done this on the floor, but we are going to use the chair for this version. So I'm going to have you get into that tabletop position again and make sure you found your pelvic tilt first so you know what that feels like. So this is our neutral position. So from our neutral position, I'm going to have you go ahead and push through your fingers, exhale your air, and think about looking at your belly button. So some of us are going to be able to do this to a greater extent than others. And then I'm going to inhale and let myself come back to that neutral spine. And then if it feels okay, I'm going to let myself drop the belly a little bit and purposefully curve the back. So let's go through that again. Exhale all of your air. Look towards your belly button. Let your neck stretch. And then inhaling, I'm going to come back to a neutral spine. And then if it feels okay, keep going. Lift the chin and drop the back. So going back and forth like this, it should feel like a pretty good stretch in both directions. So this is great if you have lower back pain, but I'll tell you as someone that works out frequently, if you wind up with tightness in your abs, this is also a really great stretch to do on a regular basis. So I'm gonna recommend taking 2 to 4 seconds on the inhale and the exhale of all of these exercises, just so you can sort of get familiar with the breathing that will kind of help you get the most benefit from them. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you found something you can use to seize your inner star. Feel free to let me know in the comments below if you think there's something I left off, or just what topic you'd like to see covered next. We'll see you on the next video.